I guess when I think of all these issues, I think of and get angry about this plight, because I see my own grandmother, who 60, 70 years ago was in the same situation, not in a subprime lending situation, but in a situation which was, in essence, essentially, basically, a passive one. Passive because fears internalized over many decades, fears that come from a reticence about her own legal, quasi-legal status. This bashfulness to engage in the civic discourse in a civil manner is one of the reasons that immigrants are the perfect whipping boy in today's politics. Today's politics where we scream at one another instead of debating issues, where we allege things instead of asserting facts. That immigrants, you can say the darndest things about, and not a whole lot of people are going to speak up to clarify. These are issues which I think are important for us to wrestle with as we in America today discuss in a serious manner comprehensive immigration reform. Because as we do, and we deal with those who love to hate immigrants, we need to remember that it is these people that our farms and our factories and our restaurants are filled with. Their brown hands, washing, digging, assembling, planting, setting, serving, steam cleaning, cutting, lifting, vacuuming, things that you or I don't want to do. There's even, sometimes, even a little guilty compassion. A colleague of mine told me last week, we were talking about the New Bedford situation, he said, I know they're illegal, but it really gets me, because I go to work, I get up early and go running, and I see them 5 a.m. on their bicycles riding to the airport. New Bedford perhaps captured this the best. Well, they're illegal. I say, they came here illegally, but they didn't come here to do things illegal. They came here for the same reasons your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents came here. That American dream. And I think what immigrants deserve, as we see a consensus forming around immigration reform, is this, that we all deserve, but immigrants in particular, deserve something more than a debate about a fence on the border with Mexico. What do I mean by that? I don't mean that border security isn't important. I'm the chairman of the Public Safety and Homeland Security Committee, and I understand the importance and believe in the reality of having secure borders. What I mean is this: a fence at the border is the most glaring symbol to me of what people really care about, or those who like to hate immigrants care about. Symbols and not real reform. What do I mean by that? I'm not sure if you followed this debate about the fence along the border, but when a majority of people who come here undocumented come by means of an airplane and not at the border, you might wonder why they are so focused on a fence. And for those people who do come at the border, a majority of them actually come at the checkpoints and not by jumping a fence. Why then the focus on a fence? And when we have 21st century technology, heat sensing devices that trigger so that you know when somebody's actually crossing, as opposed to a simple brick and mortar fence, you might wonder why people are focused on bricks and mortar and not real things which stop illegal immigration at the border. Well, that's the ugly truth. They know what we know, that America can't really live without immigrants. There it comes. Sorry. I warned you, right? I'm going to stop it here. They know what we know, that you can't live without immigrants. But they also know that if we get to a place were those undocumented folks who clean our soiled sheets, who cut up the food that serves us in our restaurants, who grow the food on our farms. If those people suddenly have a legal stake, well, they'll be a lot harder to take advantage of. They will be a lot harder, those immigrants, to intimidate. They'll be a lot harder to enforce the sort of economic reality which often allows them to be exploited in the workplace. These people don't really, I believe, don't really want to see 12 million more New Bedfords, or maybe it's 19 million more New Bedfords, depending on whose statistics you believe about the number of undocumented individuals living in the United States. I believe that what they want and what we want can ultimately reach consensus. That consensus must include giving those individuals who are living currently in the United States, who are working for us, who are doing the things that we wouldn't want to do, but that in doing so make America work, giving those a stake in this America by giving them a legal route to citizenship. That is what comprehensive immigration reform must include. That's our side's bottom line. Any reform that is to give law-abiding undocumented individuals a route to legal citizenship, any reform must include this. And this is the issue of our age. And if we don't include this, we can build all the fences in the world, and we will not solve the problem, the conundrum of the undocumented individual. And the questions go very deep for us. The questions aren't just about the brown hands that iron our sheets. The immigrant is the face of the coming America. Look at all of the demographics. The immigrant's success, remember learning about the American dream when you were in college or maybe in high school? Being able to buy a house, go to college, have a better life for your kids than you had. That is the dream of the immigrant.